本当？見えないでしょ？どこにいるのかな？全然見えないよ。What's good, Internet? It is Friday, January 25th, 2019, and you are listening to Waypoint Radio, episode 214. I think it's 214. 216. Where the fuck have I been?
What the hell?
I haven't done... Okay, so we didn't do... We were... Okay, so... My notes are back. That's the whole thing. We are back in the control room, and it is looking like a war room in here. Kato found the button to make it red.
Make it red in here.
Why is it all red in here?
It was red when I got here.
It was red when Kato got here, apparently. It looks like the interior of a submarine in
I'm
here.
angry.
Which is the wrong color, because today the only color that matters is teal. Not Waypoint teal, Weezer teal. Thank you, Patrick, for being our number one Weezer correspondent.
Yep.
Why is this out? Also, Rob is here, Natalie is here. Why?
Why did this happen?
Why did this happen? Why didn't you stop your boy?
They're old, man. They're old.
Come get your boy.
No,
Yeah, but-
all right, so
wanna
Weezer
set
put
this
out
up?
something
Yeah.
called the Teal Album, which is building on, it's sort of like the biggest moment Weezer's probably had in 10 years, which was this goofy
Saying something.
Africa cover that they did, which was the result of someone starting a Twitter account that was just asking Weezer to do a cover of Africa.
Is that why that
Is that
happened?
why
Yeah,
that
it was
happened?
it was
Fucking
a Twitter
kidding me?
account that just kept asking, like, when are you going to cover Africa? And then I think it was
That's
saying like, when are you?
okay.
They kept saying like, when are you going to bless the rains down in Africa? It just kept asking, and eventually, it kind of like caught on in their community. They eventually made good on it, and it's a terrible cover for a not particularly good song. And it was just funny. It was like it was a funny goof. And then out of nowhere. Last night dropped the Teal album. They have a history of just absent Pinkerton and a handful of others just naming colors of the new albums, and it's a bunch of covers. But hold on, let me let me read the track list, because you might think like, oh sure, they did Africa. They're like you can imagine some of the songs they would do.
Take on Me.
Yeah, let's see.
Classic cover songs.
Pulling up the full track list. Africa.
But-
Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which, sure, you could see that. Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. Sure. Take on Me. Sure. Happy Together. Sure. Paranoid. You should listen to this album just to hear Rivers Cuomo attempt to do an Ozzy Osbourne.
It's not great.
It's
Mr. Blue Sky, which is actually one of my all-time favorite songs. I love that song. And No Scrubs, which classic.
You were listening to before we started recording.
Was
Loudly.
that coming through the speakers? Good.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
it was.
All
Yeah.
right, good. Michael Jackson's Billie Jean and Stand By Me. It's trash. It's a bad
garbage.
album.
It's
I've
a
listened
bad
to-
cover album, even.
It's a bad cover, but here's the thing. I think it's intentionally so. I will read a series of tweets or a series of texts that I wrote to someone this morning, telling a fellow Weezer fan. They were like, "What is this garbage?" And I was like, "Look, I bet they recorded this garbage in a day. I appreciate
fucking
their
bet.
embracing of garbage. They believed in the Green Album, an actual garbage album. This is being middle-aged trash and loving it." And then I wrote this. I'm just gonna all the things because everyone's coming to me for my fucking hot takes on the Teal album. I wrote Rivers used to be like a kind of a sad person that like didn't like his fans or his past, and he was sort of like a geek martyr. But I wrote, now he just embraces and trolls. His music is whatever, but good for him. If you're going to enter a U2 phase, just have fun with it and don't pretend you aren't something you are. They are just like a dad rock band and don't have a problem with it, and I'd rather they be that than anything else.
Pretending to put out like important, groundbreaking rock
they
albums.
just don't anymore. Like
fucking
a new
Vampire
U2 album
Weekend.
comes out and they're like, "We're still U2." It's like, nah, you're not. Like you're just not. You're just
Shut
not.
up.
It's like Weezer's like, this is just what we are. We're like fathers, and we just play some of the hits, and we also make some new stuff. It's fine.
Natalie guilted me into listening to this album.
I did.
I didn't want to. I didn't listen to all of it, but I have a high standard for covers. I grew up
Hey,
in...
Austin, remember yesterday when you're like, I could just listen to music and have a nice time.
Yeah, but that's not. I didn't mean that I could listen to any music.
Oh,
I
wow. So
meant-
now we got fucking qualifiers on top of qualifiers?
Yes, we do. It has to be good to listen to. Yes, there are qualifiers.
So when you listen to your
Austin
trash-
Walker 2019, yes, there are qualifiers. This is why we have primary season, baby. We in it. I'm not just going to vote for anybody. I'm not just going to vote for a bad Weezer cover album. Give me Real Big Fish or get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to listen to some ska covers.
Oh, my God.
This is the difference. When Real Big Fish takes the stage, they bring something to their cover of
Austin.
Take On Me.
This
It is a
true.
different song.
It is a different
If I
song.
want to hear Weezer just play the same songs with the same instrumentation, the one exception on this album is No Scrubs, where they introduce like a Weezer bridge to that song. Like, oh yeah, Weezer is playing this
And
song.
it's bad, but at
But at
least
least it's Weezer.
Yeah.
At least if I'm a fan of the sounds Weezer makes in that one song, it feels like they're introducing something to the song. Every other song, they're just using the same instrumentation that was already in the song.
every other song, it's extremely any range of dads in a garage.
It's karaoke. It's not a cover.
Sure, that's fine.
And that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it's not for me.
Sips his
Paranoid
coffee.
shook me to my core.
It's good.
It's bad, actually.
I'm gonna
It's
have
bad.
that playing. I'm gonna have this playing in my kitchen all the time.
I'm listening to this now, and I'm realizing what this is. You know, there are those bands that do covers that sound roughly like the original recordings, but they are definitively not the original version that a real band
Yes.
made famous.
Yes.
And those bands exist basically to license those like lesser versions to background music and TV shows where it can sort of pass muster as the song,
Or like
but is not
car
actually
commercials. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
That appears to be what Weezer did with Teal. They're not doing takes on any of these songs.
No,
They're
these
just-
are not takes.
They're just imitating to the best
Yeah.
of their ability what the original track sounded like. But
God.
it's not the original track and has no distinguishing style of its own. It's just a bleached out version of the original track. It's really something.
God, we're gonna catch Weezer's next album as our fucking standby music on our streams.
I
We got
think-
it from Audio Network.
I think they saw that SNL skit, the Thanksgiving skit.
They saw
And
an
they were-
opportunity.
And I think they were shaken. I think they were like,
Oh.
it's too heated out there. People have too many strong feelings about us. We need to lower the temperature in living rooms and dining rooms across this great land and make sure that nobody confuses a Weezer album with something that someone gave a shit about.
Fuck. Oh God. Speaking of things that nobody gives a shit about, that's mean. That's not true. I shouldn't make this transition. This is a mean segue. I'm gonna take a breath and find a different one.
You're already in it. You can't just be
Speaking
like, I was
of-
going to say that, but anyway.
Speaking of difficult conflicts with things with things and people you once loved, there's a new Far Cry game coming out.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna toss to my thing for today, and I got really sad.
No. We have a lot to talk about today. Yeah, it could be about a lot
Or
of
it
things.
could be,
we
yeah.
have a lot of things to talk
There's
about today.
a lot of problematic things
I'm
coming
gonna say,
to the table
in
today.
general, today we just have a lot to go through. So we're gonna stop talking about Weezer and start talking about the important stuff. Video games. Ask me anything about Far Cry New Dawn, a game I played for an hour 2 days ago. 2 days ago now.
Is it good?
Okay, let's not start with the big question.
Do those
It's not
girls
out
get
yet.
their candy, old man?
They were in the intro to it, and I didn't actually deal with. Okay, Far Cry New Dawn is a sequel to Far Cry 5.
No more questions?
No, but I'm answering this question.
Sequel implies a level of ambition that may not be reflected.
No. In
so
the
spin-off,
interview,
right?
No, it is a sequel.
An expansion.
I don't care what they're calling it.
I know, but it is a sequel in a way that Far Cry games have not been sequels before. In a different
follow
sense.
up. But I feel like sequel. Often we
Yes.
see sequel. The connotation in video games is
Yes.
the big iterative.
You're right.
Change.
It is
may
a
be
narrative. It
Sequel
is a
in a
follow-up.
yes, correct.
Yeah,
yes.
it is a narrative sequel. It is a game follow-up, if you want to use that terminology. It is. I talked to the creative director on it, whose name I'm blanking on. Why do I don't? Jean Sebastian DeCant, who was the narrative director on Far Cry 5, and who was very excited about being able to return to the same setting and the same characters. It takes place 17 years after Far Cry 5. There has been global nuclear annihilation or war. In my mind, he said annihilation, but maybe he just said war. I have a recording. I could check it. And you are playing a survivor who is like part of a group that's going around the world or around the country helping people. You've come to Hope County. Your group has come to Hope County. Maybe you joined a group that came to Hope County. It's a little shaky. And you are like dealing with the characters and the children of the characters from Far Cry 5.
Did you come to Hope County specifically, or was it just like the next place on the list?
So I can't quite remember if you are part of the crew of helpers or if you joined them. The crew in question is just kind of going up and down the coast via train, or up and down the country via train. Not coast, it's Montana. There is not a coast there.
What does helping mean in this context? What sort of post-apocalypse are we dealing? What virtuous mission is
a great
you and
question.
your
This is a
group
good one.
embarking upon?
So the world of the Hope County is divided yet again, and it is coming under siege by a group called the Highwaymen. The Highwaymen, which is led by the
Good
twins.
poem, great Lorena McKenna song.
And that's what it's all based on that, Rob.